Hello, ladies and gentlemen. After a brief hiatus, it is your commissioner, Matt Pearson, here to present to you the Week 9 Good Luck John and Greg Fantasy Football Power Rankings. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Again, it is Matt Pearson, your commissioner, and just finished up a great week of fantasy football. We are just over halfway through the season, actually. So, the committee's work's getting a little harder for the committee, as we know. A lot of factors are taken into account. A lot of memes going around the league. This video is going to be quite an update over the last official video. If you follow the Committee 11 on Twitter, I'm sure you've been seeing the power rankings have still been coming out. The committee's still been doing their job, ladies and gentlemen, but me as a commissioner, I've been slacking a little bit on these videos. So we like to keep these videos coming as the season's getting a little bit more interesting, which is why I'm bringing you this today. So let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. After an exciting Week 8, I was going to run down the scores for you, but I added a column so you can see exactly how the games played out as I talk about, all of these matchups we've been seeing. So we're going to start off at number 8. We have Team Dunkin' Donuts owner Nicholas Jolch falling 4 spots from last week all the way to the infamous 8 slot after getting destroyed by Team McD 113 to 175. This is not a good look for Team Dunkin'. Team Dunkin' has not won a game since that famous Week 4 matchup against Team Taco Bell that we all remember. And ladies and gentlemen, what a different course both of these teams have taken since that decisive Week 4 matchup. Team Dunkin', as we can see, has not won a game since then. So I guess it was Week 5, ladies and gentlemen. Both teams were 4-0 going into that slot. So there's just not much I can say. I'm at a loss for words, honestly. This team is awful. Terrible ownership. Doesn't look like they're going anywhere. Only managed 113 points against Team McD. If we look at the stats, ladies and gentlemen, the analytics actually have Team McD has the worst defense in the league. The fact that Team Dunkin' only managed to score 113 against them, it does not look very good at all right now. Actually allowed the Team Whataburger and the Air Raiders all tied at the top of that Oklahoma/Texas division with Team Dunkin' now. Had a great lead going in, into Week 5, and it's a shame, really. What a fall from grace for Team Dunkin' here at number 8, down 4 spots from last week. Number 7, we have Team Taco Mac. This week coming off a pretty close game, a loss to the Air Raiders. So falling 2 spots back down to 7. Greg sitting at 2-6, probably about where he deserves to be at number 7, ladies and gentlemen. Just looking purely record-wise, he is the second worst record in the league. Almost mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. Theoretically eliminated, honestly. This team is going nowhere. I'm looking at highlights of this team, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really not seeing much. Like I said it before the season, spending a first rounder on Odell Beckham not going to help you. This Leonard Fournette injury also doesn't look too great. And I don't know. I feel bad for Team Taco Mac just like I do Team Dunkin'. I don't really see a lot moving forward from Team Taco Mac. So that's why we see him at number 7, down 2 spots. Number 6, for the first time this season, this is the highest, ladies and gentlemen, Team McD's been since Week 1. Actually, the preseason rankings, Team McD, as we remember, infamously number 2 in those initial rankings, falling quickly down to number 8 and number 7, where he stayed for the better part of the season until now. This is the highest he's been since then. picking up his first win. He absolutely demolished Team Dunkin' Donuts, 175 to 113. But at this point, I could probably put a high school team in front of Team Dunkin'. They'd probably stand up pretty good. The committee gave Team McD a lot of slack, and Team Taco Bell owner, me, about the trade that went down between Team McD and Team Whataburger earlier in the year, a few weeks ago actually, wherein Team McD swapped James Conner. He received James Conner and George Kittle for Rob Gronkowski and Kareem Hunt. We all remember that trade being extremely controversial at the time because, ladies and gentlemen, when Team Taco Bell wanted to trade for Gronk was overpowered. But when Team Whataburger wants to trade for Gronk, it's okay because it's different. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I can't figure it out, honestly. But since then, it doesn't look like Le'Veon Bell is ever coming back. So that's a great sign for Team McD. As long as James Conner's in, he's going to be productive fantasy-wise. So Team McD looking much better than before. Still probably, I don't think there's any chance Team McD makes the playoffs, but might be interesting moving forward. Wouldn't want to be matched up with him right now. He's definitely looking hot. Team McD at number 6. Number 5, we have the Air Raiders, up 2 spots from last week, where we really saw the Air Raiders inconsistent play out of their owner Riley, sometimes playing a quarterback, sometimes not playing a quarterback. This is just how the Air Raiders work. This week he decided to play quarterback, managed to defeat Team Taco Mac, where we see him up 2 spots. If he fails to start a quarterback this week, ladies and gentlemen, we might see him fall back down. So that's really how it works with Air Raiders. If he's playing a quarterback, number 5, number 4, not playing a quarterback, we see him at 7 or 8. Number 5, the Air Raiders at 4-4. Number 4, Team Leroy Jenkins, down 2 spots from the 2 spot last week. That's actually incorrect, ladies and gentlemen. Team Leroy was actually the number 3 spot last week. So Team Leroy down to number 4 after that walloping by Team Whataburger. Still sitting at 5-3, looking pretty good in the not Oklahoma/Texas division. Really, since Greg is doing so bad, it really is, that second slot is wide open between Team Leroy and Ryan Steakhouse. Could go to either one of them at this point, ladies and gentlemen. But at this point, coming off that really bad loss to Team Whataburger, we have Team Leroy here at number 4. Number 3, Ryan's Steakhouse, down 1 spot from number 2. Last week, Ryan's Steakhouse had a bye, as we know the Atlanta Falcons were not playing. Therefore, Ryan's Steakhouse also decided to take the week off, scored 0 fantasy points, still sitting at 5-3. We really can't. It's a lot like in college football, ladies and gentlemen, when they put out these rankings, if a team's off, unless someone had done a lot to kind of dethrone them like we might see in the next couple rankings, they're not going to move. In this case, Team Leroy did not do enough in his loss to Team Whataburger to dethrone Ryan Steakhouse. That's why I see Ryan Steakhouse right here at number 3, down 1 spot last week from number 2. Still sitting at 5-3, as I said. Very good chance to make the playoffs because, as we see, the Oklahoma/Texas division, not too great. And Greg is a non-factor in this division. Number 3, we have Ryan Steakhouse. Number 2, ladies and gentlemen, what we've all been waiting for. We have Team Whataburger, up 4 spots from number 6 last week. Defeated Leroy 151 to 109 in a, good old hard thumping. Really put the sauce on Team Leroy, even though Todd Gurley scored 33 points. Team Whataburger really failed to contain him, but did get a lot of production out of everyone else on his team, really. Some solid plays, including, the Indianapolis Colts tight end for Team Whataburger. Still even had a lot of production on the bench. Great week for Whataburger altogether. That's why I see him here at number 2. We wanted to play Team Whataburger this week. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing Ryan Steakhouse and Team Whataburger play this week. That is the game of the week, 2 versus 3. Number 4. 4 and 4, Team Whataburger. And at number 1, ladies and gentlemen, no surprise here, continuing to extend this unprecedented streak at number 1, we have Team Taco Bell sitting at 7-1. Since the last time I made a video, ladies and gentlemen, Team Taco Bell did suffer its first loss of the season to the hands of Team Taco Mac, but a lot like last year, ladies and gentlemen, when the UCF Knights defeated Auburn in the Peach Bowl, this was Team Taco Mac's national championship game, ladies and gentlemen. This was their Super Bowl. Team Taco Bell, not a lot to play for. Might have been looking ahead this week to this great matchup against Team Leroy Jenkins. Just lost its step a little bit. Going into the bye against Ryan Steakhouse, tough to lose focus. That's why we see Team Taco Bell still here at number 1, still 7-1, by far the best record in the league, by far the best team in the league, ladies and gentlemen. I have the official scores with me right here, ladies and gentlemen, and yeah, it's not very close. I can't repeat you the numbers, but not a pretty wide gap between 1 and 2. So number 1, we have Team Taco Bell yet again. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. We have a great week of fantasy ahead of us. Fantastic league out of everyone. Only have 6 weeks left. So should be seeing a lot of these things work themselves out. And with that, I will see you next week.